Wasn't live. Now it's live. Don't worry about it. You see it?
Okay.
It wasn't checked. The things that you got to remember, the things that you got to remember, man, the things you got to remember when you are doing all these broadcasts, man. Maybe that's what we need to talk about.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
All right. So where we at?
I don't know.
We're at net.
So
So we talked about the gross business income, guys. Eric explained that. So your net income is going to be the amount of income that you keep after all your expenses are paid. And we talk about this all the time. It's not about, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep, right? So that's going to be the net revenue. And you have to have that mindset of talking about revenue when it comes to business, right? It's all about the revenue. All right.
Not off to the greatest start today, but nevertheless, we're here. So, cash flow versus income. Cash flow versus income and understanding the difference. The same is true when it comes to a job. Okay, it's the same thing. Your gross versus net.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's the same thing. Gross is what you signed up to get on your job. That's the contract that you signed, the agreement that you signed with your employer, how much money you accepted, and how much money you are wanting to get from that job.
Right.
Income is the amount of money a person earns during that pay period. However, cash flow is the amount of money that person has left over after all of their expenses are paid. Mm-hmm. Are we kind of getting the idea of cash flow versus income?
Yeah, that's going to be very important. It's very vital to your business, because, a lot of things are out there with these flashes on like, $1 million, this, that, and the other. But okay.
How much did you cash flow?
How much did you cash flow out of that $1 million? So that's going to be important to the success of your business, understanding cash flow versus income, right?
Because you can easily earn $1 million in business in business income.
Yep.
You can easily earn $1 million in business income.
Yep.
And have $100,000 in cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
You can easily earn $1 million in business income and have $1,000 in cash flow.
Yep. Because what's all going out?
So you got to ask yourself a question. When I'm conducting business and I'm receiving money from sales, what is my overhead cost? What is my overhead? How much did it cost me to pay for the vendor's event?
Right.
How much did it cost me to pay for that flea market table?
Right.
How much did it cost me to purchase those tumblers, those t-shirts,
your materials,
those materials,
supplies,
the ink, the paper,
everything. You have to take into account for all of that stuff.
We're celebrating that we made a sale, and I'm not saying it's not to be celebrated, but we're celebrating making a sale, but we're not understanding that it's the cash flow that keeps us in business. The positive cash flow that keeps us in business.
Right.
All right.
And if you're not seeing that positive cash flow, then you might need to take another look at your business model and see what you might need to do in order to, get cash flow.
It is possible to make a lot of money, like we said, in business and still be cash flow negative. We're running into people all day long who are in business. And I'm not talking about the craftists that come into the store. I'm talking about business owners on a larger scale, not to belittle what you're doing, but business owners on a larger scale, talking about this all the time. They don't have positive cash flow. And the first thing we want to do is, if they're wanting our assistance, the first thing we got to do is ask them the questions of, do you know what your business expenses are?
Exactly.
A lot of people don't know what their expenses are. And if you don't know what your expenses are, you can't obviously know how much cash flow you're going to have. Right. So that's really important. A person who has a job who is cash flow negative and living paycheck to paycheck is no different than a business owner who is
living
cash flow negative
invoice.
And living invoice to invoice.
Yeah.
Your business is dependent upon you making that next sale. So you got to understand why this is important. Okay, you got to understand why this is important. So Work from home. How many of you out there are working from home? You don't have an actual outside of the house office. How many of you out there are working from home? How many of you working from home?
I know in this day and age, with the epidemic and things like that, I know that a lot of people may be, doing this. So we want to know who's all working from home.
If you are working from home, a home-based business, that means that you have access to over 400 tax deductions.
Mm-hmm.
You have access to over 400 tax deductions for home-based businesses and small businesses. So it's very important not to just hear what I said, but it's important to understand what those deductions are for your specific business.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not going to get the same deductions. There are going to be some similar deductions out there, but we're talking about increasing the cash flow going to your business. So you got to understand, before you take that huge leap of faith to find that commercial building, you might want to consider working out of your home for as long as you can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest with you. Our house is big enough. Our garage is big enough. We could have easily put a she shed in the back.
Yeah.
And we could have been working from our house without having the overhead for this building.
Mm-hmm.
But for this particular business model, the retail model of people actually coming in and out of the store, we wouldn't have been as comfortable, or our house where we're living is not zoned to have that traffic coming in and out. Yep. So it made more sense for us to get a building. We grew to a building. We started off as a home base, and we still have a home based business. Yeah. We started off as a home based business with your crafting, with your design business, right?
My design business, working it out of the house for years, until the blank spot came about, and then we had bigger plans. We had bigger plans to, expand off of that whole part that I was doing, and that's why we're here.
So, for those of you, and I've heard people say they've even come to us directly and say, I've been thinking about getting a storefront, or I wish I had this, I wish I had that. I'm going to share this with you, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. Having a creative business and having a storefront for a creative business only is probably not going to be the best idea.
No.
It would be more conducive to you if you had an office outside of your home, if that's what you wanted. But having a storefront
for that type of business,
it may not be the best option.
Yeah.
And once again, we only give advice to people who ask.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of reasons why, but I'm looking at places that's gone out of business. The Hallmark. Remember Hallmark?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do the stuff on site, but they actually had like a little knickknacks. You know what I'm saying?
That you can buy.
That you can purchase. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that your custom stuff. Yeah, I'm not saying that your ideas are not valid or they're not great ideas. But before you go out there and you make that huge leap to get into that debt,
right?
You want to consider that. Okay, you want to consider that. There's things that you can do to set your business up at home. Mm-hmm. There's things that you can do to set your business up at home to be more productive. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Leasing versus buying. We're continuing to talk about the different things that you can do to increase your cash flow.
Yeah.
This does not things to remember. Yep, that was one of them.
Yep.
This is not advice. This is just strictly ways that you can increase your cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways that you can increase your cash flow to help you out. Okay, to help you out.
Yep. So leasing versus buying, you want to get the supplies, equipment. So sometimes getting these supplies and equipment can be hard, and in the beginning. You may want to consider, leasing large equipment like, I don't know, say printers or something like that if you're in the crafting industry, so that you can keep the cash on hand that you need, especially in the beginning. Now, I would say that if you are going to say lease, these types of equipment, you want to make sure that you are reading the small print. Okay. You want to make sure you're reading the small print. Even if, sometimes it may say that is that you're buying it, but you're actually leasing it. So you want to make sure that you are, reading the fine print, when it comes to this. But however, on the same side, by leasing it, that means that you're keeping some cash flow. You know what I'm saying? In your business. That way you don't have to put out that $3,000, right away when it comes to, you're in the beginning, so you don't have $3,000. So you can maybe lease it and then keep that cash on hand, but just be aware of the terms and conditions when it comes to leasing versus buying. I never forget when I first started sublimation, I wanted the big machine like we have now. And there was a company out there that said, oh, you can lease to own or something like this machine. And when I tell you, when I looked at the fine print, man, the interest on the lease was so high to where it was almost like I was going to be buying it twice. Right? So you want to make sure that you are reading the fine print when it comes to the whole lease, if you're going to lease it versus buying it. Okay. But if you find the right company, you may be able to cash flow some money. Okay. So I'm going to read a couple of these comments. Jackie says, so you suggest to possibly get an office space outside of your home, but continue to work in your home. I mean, if you're doing custom items, Jackie, we're talking about someone that's in the custom item business versus someone that's doing a retail store. We suggest that if you're in the custom item business, you don't need a big retail store like this. You may be able to just get you a small office space. That's what we're talking about. So you wouldn't need a big space like this. So yeah, a little small office space outside of your home, if you want to do that, but start at home first.
Start at home first.
Yes. Okay.
Are we still breaking up?
You still breaking up, Ms. Jackie? All right. So yeah, so that's the lease versus buying. Make sure you read the fine print. You can cash flow some money, but make sure that you're reading the fine print.
You told him the deal about the printer when we first.
Oh yeah, the printer and the interest was so high on it, and then at the end, they wanted more money to buy it. So you got to be real careful with that.
A lot of people get caught up in those things because we're looking at what we want versus what our business needs versus what our business can actually afford.
Mm-hmm.
Let's drop in that for a minute. Leasing versus buying. When it comes to vehicles, and I want to put this out there in the atmosphere. When it comes to vehicles, there's a lot of people who will tell you that you can create an LLC and that you can put a vehicle in your business's name.
Right.
That is true. Okay. However, there are some stipulations. There's some stipulations. Mm-hmm. Just putting the vehicle in your business name. If your business doesn't have any revenue, if your business doesn't have any track of financial revenue,
right,
then you will still probably have to guarantee that vehicle. Okay, you still may have to personally guarantee that vehicle.
Yeah, it may be in your your business name, but personally, you're still going to be liable for it.
The next thing, and we talk about when we say leasing versus buying. Yeah. The next thing about that is that if your business is not making money, who has to pay for that?
Right.
It's still got to come out of your pocket. There's a lot of bits and pieces of information out there, and it sounds good to say, hey, you know what? I can go get a real nice luxury vehicle that is 6,000 pounds or over,
right,
and put it into my business's name. But if my business isn't making money, then what sense does it make to do that?
Exactly.
I mean, are we so focused on looking good versus making money? That's another bill that your business is going to have to pay for. Another expense that your business is going to have to pay for when you probably have a good vehicle that you're using already. So just take that into consideration going into this new year and understanding what people are saying, what they're not saying, what you leaving out.
Right.
Discounts for early payment. Now, a lot of people may not agree with this, but we're talking about how you can increase and improve your cash flow or cash flow into your business. Everyone loves incentives, y'all. They love incentives. If you offer your customers a discount, and if they pay their invoices ahead of time, you're creating a win-win situation for both you and your customers. So let's say that your customer, you're giving your customers 5 to 7 days to pay for something, okay?
Right.
You're giving them 5 to 7 days. I'm sorry, not to pay for it. You give them 5 to 7 days. You're giving yourself 5 to 7 days to deliver, or 10 to 14 days is your delivery time to create these products. But you tell your customer, hey, listen, you know what? It's going to be 50% up front, or it's going to be 75% up front. But if you pay the whole thing, you can get 5% off right now.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's going to give them some incentive to actually gives you some incentive to actually get that money right now.
Right now, instead of waiting until you're done, you know, making it to get the other half.
The other half.
Give them a little bit of incentive. Hey, if you go ahead and pay the full amount right now, I'll give you 5%. You know, things like that.
Looking at what Felicia said, she said ClickLease does that. She mapped out the payments and it was double the amount.
Yep.
Then even if you paid early, you still ended up paying almost double.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's some tricky tricky languages.
That's that fine print, guys.
Okay. So encouraging your customers to pay the invoices early within a certain amount of time.
Yep.
It gives you the ability to have cash flow.
Right now.
And it gives them the discount that they want.
Exactly.
So I'm not using sales this year. I'm using discounts all year long. That's my verbiage. That's my terminology.
Right. Right.
We already know that we have great competitive prices. But to give discounts is for incentives. It's to incentivize people to do more business with us. Sales, to me, sales are a mirage or a facade. To me, sales most time happens is sales are prices that are jacked up so many percentages, and then they give you a small percentage off. So you just got to be careful.
Which is really not, a sale. So improving your inventory. You want to check your inventory, guys. Make a list of the items that you have that are not selling, as well as other products. They could hurt your cash flow. You could have some things that's sitting on the shelf that, you can just go ahead and get rid of, and, so that you can get some cash flow. So trends come and go. I know a lot of times people come in here, oh, have you seen this? Have you seen that? Well, I'm the type of person, we're the type of people, we're not going to go ahead and just jump right on it. We'll see how it's going out in the market before we jump on it. So, you want to make sure that you look at your inventory. If it's something out there that's not selling, hey, do a quick sale on it so that you can get some cash flow into your business.
Quick pause. Grand Rising, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. We were late this morning. And then after we were on talking to the wrong YouTube channel. So appreciate y'all for sticking with us. Everybody just jumping on. Make sure y'all drop y'all city and state, like, share, and tag. If you want to see these slides, you can go to the YouTube channel, the Blanks spot. We are live. This is going to be up for a couple of days. So you can actually go and see it. You can go and see this on our YouTube channel. The topic is how to keep cash flow into your business. These are just some recommendations. Shawnee D, Tracy, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. These are just some recommendations that will hopefully help you, give you some ways to,
to increase your cash flow.
Yeah. Or even just think about your business.
Right.
I want y'all to think about something. I'm going to be doing some advertising here later. Actually, Dee's going to be doing some advertising because she's been tasked to be more active on social media. So she's going to be doing some advertising. I did a quick video. She's going to do a voiceover. But I want to share something with y'all. In our business, we created a clearance section. Okay. And in that clearance section, we looked at the different items that are not selling as well. Look at the different items that's not selling.
And it goes back to what we're talking about right here, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this is really how Blank Spot really kind of first started out. Y'all had all those tumblers because I was just buying tumblers because I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the thing. This is during the pandemic. Bought all these tumblers and then they didn't go anywhere. So I decided, hey, I gotta get rid of some of these tumblers. Put it on Marketplace. They sold like real quick. So that brought, some cash flow back into my crafting business. And you know what? That's how the blank spot started. So take a look at your inventory. What is not selling? What's not selling? Go ahead and try to get you some cash flow from that stuff that's not selling.
If you got some stuff that's sitting on the shelves, and I'm gonna be really honest with y'all, I'm gonna be real transparent. We bought some things when we first started, and we're coming up on 2 years now. May make 2 years. So we bought some things when we first started, listening to, taking advice from recommendations, not advice. We ain't taking no advice. Recommendations. I'm sorry. We've taken some recommendations from some people.
Yeah.
And by taking these recommendations, saying, hey, you should get this or you should get that. And we were just getting started, literally, like, months within the business.
Yeah.
And we bought some things. One of the things that we bought that I think was a great idea, and I think they will sell. However, here it is. Our marketing department, is up to our marketing department to encourage the customers to purchase it. Yeah. So now, in order to encourage you to purchase this thing, this item, this idea, we now have to sublimate it.
Yep.
We have to package it.
Yep.
We have to make it nice and pretty because everybody doesn't have a vision or a clear vision. So because that's happening, and we're dealing with business to business, a lot of people are not as creative as others.
Yeah.
So we've had to take some items that we've had since we started.
Yes.
And we can either give them away, we can throw them away, or we can mark the prices down.
Bundle it with something,
or just make it,
done that.
So we have some things. If you check on the clearance section, you'll see some things that we bundle. Not all of those things are not selling. Just a couple of those things are not selling. So we've done great.
But we learned a lesson with that. What you learned? I learned to well, no, we still gonna listen to people, but what I started doing was, like, if somebody say, hey D, have you seen this? Have you seen that? I say, oh yeah, I've seen it. But what I do is I wait till about 5 other people ask me about it. Then I go research it and see, how heavy and hot it is in these groups, in these markets and stuff like that. And then that's when I go ahead and buy it. Not after 1 or 2 people, tell me about it, because that one person that told us about one thing, that one thing still sitting on the shelf.
And oftentimes when people ask you about stuff, it's just an idea. They're not even willing to purchase it themselves.
Yeah.
So just be mindful of that as you look at these trends and these fads. One last thing I want to say about this before we move on.
Yeah.
Buy-ins. Buy-ins. And if you don't know what a buy-in is, D is going to explain it to you.
So basically, guys, a buy-in, if you're on the crafting level, then you know what it is. But if a buy-in is basically, say for instance, we're going to do some tumblers, right? But you don't have the money to go straight to Alibaba to meet that MOQ. So the blank spot is going to offer you a buy-in to where you can get a smaller MOQ. But the only catch is you will not get the merchandise until the merchandise actually reaches the blank spot, which would be probably 5 or 6 weeks later. So basically, you're building up your inventory, but you have to wait on the product to come in. Okay. So that's basically what a buy-in is. You're going to buy in. You're going to, after buy-in is closed, we're going to order the product. And then now you're going to wait 6 weeks to get the product because you're getting it at a lower cost. And you didn't have to worry about going to Alibaba and meeting the 1,000 MOQ
minimum order quantity, yeah,
that most of them have. So that's pretty much the buy-in, in a nutshell.
And here's the thing: there's going to be a lot of people. Hey, Professor.
Good morning.
There's going to be a lot of people who are going to want it at a lower cost.
Yeah.
This is the way we're offering the opportunity to get it at a lower cost and to improve your inventory.
Exactly. Now,
that's not to say that you won't need those items before the buy-in.
Right.
So
before it ends, or
before the buy-in even gets here, you may need some stuff. Yeah. So you still want to keep your inventory up, but this gives you an opportunity to grow, get it at a lower cost.
Right.
You don't have to worry about going to research vendors.
Right.
If you already trust that we have great quality products, then you already trust that we're getting it from a good vendor and a good source.
Exactly. So you already know that, you already know our tumblers are great. So invest in your business, check out the buy-in and, get you some better profit,
So we're going to answer this question, Jackie, after we do this next slide. Okay. Send invoices quickly. Do not procrastinate or hesitate about your money. If you want your money today, send the invoice 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. Send the invoice 7 days ago if you want your money today. Mm-hmm. There should be a time limit on that invoice. Yep. It should say has to be paid within 7 days. Yep. If not, the price is going to go up. Yep. And there's nothing wrong with that, mm-hmm. because remember, it's a timeline. Today's price and yesterday's price are not the same. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So just as fast as someone agrees to something, you can say, hey, listen, this is the invoice, and this invoice is good for this many days. Right. After that, it goes up. It happens in business all the time.
And also make sure that all of your stipulations are listed on that invoice. You want to make sure everything is nice and clear on that invoice when you send it out.
Why do banks ask for LLCs and not just business license? Because a bank wants to deal, as far as a business bank account, banks want to deal with an entity. Mm-hmm. So even a sole proprietorship is an entity, okay? It's still an entity. So banks want to deal with entities as far as business accounts and not just businesses. So your business license, you can actually have a business license. Well, you can't. So hold on. So you cannot get a business license. Let me clear this up before I even say it. Business license without an LLC.
So what's the question?
Yeah, she was saying, what's the reason some banks ask for LLCs and not just a business license?
Well, because the LLC is that's the agreement with the Secretary of State, and they see that you have an agreement with the Secretary of State. Then, as far as the business license is concerned, like when we got our account, they didn't even ask for a business license. Yeah, they want to make sure that you have an entity that's you have that agreement with the Secretary of State.
That's going to justify you having a business account.
Exactly.
That entity and that agreement with the Secretary of State justifies you having a business account. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that makes sense.
Because not all counties and cities and not all of them may require a business license.
We have our so as someone that's on TikTok, we may in the future do shirts for buy-ins, but we have our own t-shirt brand. Mm-hmm. So we may do shirts in the future, but just pay attention to the website. Yep. Pay attention to the website, theblankspot.com. And you can see the collection that says buy-ins. Every month we're going to have the next buy-in coming up. So we may have shirts. We haven't discussed it yet. But that's something that may come in the future. Yeah. So you want to send your invoices quickly if you want your money. If you're not using the website, then you got to send out invoices quickly before you do the work. Mm-hmm. Too many people are talking about, hey, they got stuck with this or they got stuck with that. Guys, you have to get your money up front. Especially if it's a custom item, their name is on it. You can't do anything else with that. Don't be so quick to make a sale to where you're doing it and you don't have your money. You're wasting time and resources, money. So you got to make sure, like, for instance, like when somebody come in here and they want a custom item, I make them pay 75% up. She don't make them pay.
Well, they either pay it
or they don't get it. Yeah, we don't put the order in.
So you're going to pay 75% up front. Okay. And then once you put your 75% up front, then I will start on the project. So you guys have got to make sure that you are getting your money up front. Okay. Whether it's 50%, 75, whatever, you got to get your money.
Like I said, you'll see the money come in faster that way. Once again, we're talking about increasing our cash flow, positive cash flow to our business. Mm-hmm. Make sure you understand how to put together a good invoice. You can Google it. You can you can go to YouTube and check it out. Mm-hmm. Just some places to start, okay? Or you can actually look at an invoice. Like I said, there's images out there and you can reconstruct your own if that's what you want to do. Or you can just get a website, either or, how you want to do it, whatever works best for you and your business. Your invoices should be easy to read. Like she said, the terms and conditions are clearly stated. Mm-hmm. You need to consider having a due date that's stated in a couple of places, highlighted, you know what I'm saying, bold letters, whatever. And then like she said, make sure the instructions are clear as well.
Very clear.
And that they agree upon it. By signing this invoice, you agree to the terms stated above. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Remember, y'all, we're a business. And as a business owner, we are wanting to be treated like big business. We want to have that same we want to have that same treatment. We want to have that same treatment. There's several things. Square, PayPal, invoice,
Shopify,
And I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? I'm noticing this. Well, I'm gonna leave this to the end. I'm gonna leave this part to the end. I'm gonna keep that mental note. You got to keep going because I'm gonna keep that mental note. I'm gonna leave that one to the end because,
So another thing, guys, do not be afraid to increase your prices. Okay, a lot of y'all out there, y'all worried about what this person charging, what that person charging. No, you got to increase your prices based on the market. Okay,
and your expenses.
And your expenses. My thing is, how much profit do you want to make? Okay, that's what you need to do. You need to see how much profit you want to make and then work yourself backwards. So don't be afraid to increase your prices. Okay.
My question really is about this price thing. We know that there are going to be several businesses out there that are undercutting. I'm not concerned with them. There's people right now that's trying to undercut what we're doing. If you keep the price the same across the board, then people are going to be forced to go with quality and not price.
Yep.
You're gonna be customers are gonna be forced to shop with who's doing the best work.
Yep.
And instead of going to see who's the cheapest.
Who's doing the best work, the best quality,
Now from us to you as business owners, put yourself in the position of being a customer. If you are looking at getting the cheapest, we ain't the cheapest.
Exactly.
We ain't gonna be the cheapest. As a matter of fact, most of you are not going to be set up correctly to even participate in things that we're doing. I'm just gonna keep it 150 with you. A lot of people are not set up properly. A lot of people don't have certain things that we require or that we would require to get it at the cheapest or the least expensive amount.
Right.
And many people are not going to want to maintain that.
Right.
So we have to understand that when we decide to connect with the state, we're agents and representatives of that state.
Exactly.
And we are responsible to conduct business in a business-like manner. There's so many people that come into our store looking to purchase wholesale or looking to purchase in bulk, not really understanding first what wholesale means and what bulk means. But they're looking at, okay, well, I know you guys are getting it from this place, most likely at this price.
Right.
But what you have to understand is, and your responsibility is not to explain this to the customer. We just having a conversation right now.
Right.
So your responsibility is not to explain this to the customer.
Right.
Your responsibility is to conduct business in a fashion to where people are going to be looking at you and say, hey, they're doing some good business. Exactly. But what people don't understand is when they come off the street, when they get out of their vehicles and come into the store, they can put their hands on the items right now.
Exactly. That's called convenience.
They don't understand that when they come into the store, 9 times out of 10 it's in stock.
Right. Exactly. So I got a example.
What's an example?
So somebody came in here and they wanted to buy one of our memorial benches, right? So they came in, got a memorial bench, put it on the counter. I rang it up. Well, before I even rang it up, that person said, well, such and such has these for $10. I said, who is such and such? I said, do they have a retail store? Do they have all this right here? Yeah, I think so. Then that person told me who it was. I said, no, they don't. No. That they don't have a retail store that they have to, that they have to pay the rent on this huge space. They don't have all that. Okay. And then I said, well, why didn't you get it from them? And they just shut up.
That was a nail in the coffin. that was a nail in the coffin.
This is for convenience. So don't come in here asking me or telling me that you got this from somebody else cheaper.
We really don't want to hear it. And I'm sure y'all don't want to hear it either. But watch this, y'all. This was a business owner.
Right.
Or a person that has a business. Anyway, let me see. In Florida, they look at some business to make sure that you have a business. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. We don't have a choice but to increase.
I'm telling you.
Because the prices are going up daily.
Listen, if y'all keeping y'all prices the same, what profit are y'all making? Y'all know that with the way that this economy is going, things are going up. So y'all got to take a look at y'all prices.
You first have to understand, and that's why we have our classes on Monday nights that are free. But anyway, that's why we talk about personal finance and business finances every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to know how to get to that, go to theblankspot.com, go to the academy, and sign up for the class.
Yeah.
But we talk about this because you as a business owner have to understand inflation. You have to understand inflation.
Yeah.
If you don't understand inflation, you're not going to be able to keep positive cash flow into your business.
And you're wondering why you're not prospering. Wondering why your business is not, you've been doing this business for 3 years, but you're not growing. You're not going anywhere.
And you gotta think about some of the basic things that we teach, some of the basic principles that we share, the mindset shifting principles that we're not charging you. We're not charging you in a t-shirt course to teach mindset. We ain't charging you in a business course to teach mindset. We're talking about this all the time for gratis. If you don't know what that means, it's free. All right.
Gratis.
The other thing is, like I said, understanding how finances work and understanding how business finances work and understanding how inflation works.
Yeah.
Inflation is not driven by the cost of supply and demand. Inflation is driven by greed. Now we react.
Yep. We
react sometimes to inflation. We react to inflation by raising our prices. Now we don't have to gouge.
Right.
We don't have to price gouge.
We don't have to price gouge.
But we react. So the people who don't raise their prices and to people who actually lower their prices during inflation, they think that, well, I'm making money. No, you're making a sale, but you're losing money. And what you're ultimately doing is messing up the whole market because you decide to lower your prices just to get a sale.
And that's one thing here at the Blank Spot. We saw, when we first opened up this store, we saw the prices, of this other store or whatever. But you think that we lowered our price to compete? Nope, we did not. We kept going with the prices that we set, for this store because we knew what we needed to do to keep this store open and running, right? So we didn't lower our prices. And guess what? Almost 2 years later, we're still here. Okay. It's about having that business mindset and understanding, what your market is calling for, understanding, the amount of money that you're paying for your items, understanding, what your overhead is, period. Okay. So we didn't lower our prices. We kept going because we knew that we had quality products. Okay, we knew that what we were doing, we had a very convenient place for people to come in and do what they needed to do. And so we still here. So, we, like Eric said, we're on here, every, Monday night. And of course, every Monday and Friday in the morning, educating you guys, on things like this, because this is not our first, rodeo. We've been here before. So we want you guys to be, successful as well, so that's why we want to educate you all on that back end piece and, things that we're talking about, on here. Okay. So let's see, reading the comments. Shiny D says it's crazy to me when other small business owners go into other small businesses asking for discounts. Plus, in order to get whole prices with larger companies, you have to be a reseller. Yeah, people, they come in here all the time, and I just look at them like, okay, this is my price. So if you don't want my price, then I'm gonna need you to go back to that person that sold it for $10. Go back and get it from them.
You got to be a reseller. So watch this, Shonda D. Watch this, Shonda D. That's what I was saying earlier. That a lot of business owners, this is not to take away anything from you, but a lot of people who have businesses don't know or even meet the requirements, or are not even willing to meet the requirements to be able to get those at a lower cost.
Exactly.
When you go to vendors, t-shirt vendors, when you go to t-shirt wholesalers, or they call themselves wholesalers, and you call them wholesalers, you have to fill out an account.
Yep.
They require you to fill out an account to shop with them.
Yep.
They require you to send them your retail certificate for that state. And they require you, there's a couple of things they may require. Everyone requires different, but they keep that on file.
Right.
Most people don't even want to open up an account with a business like ours to be able to shop. You know what I'm saying? They won't even create an account. So, I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that people don't understand about being able to participate in different programs that companies like ours offers. So I want you guys to think about this in the sense of you are going to change the way you think about not just your business, but business in general.
Exactly.
Business in general.
Yep.
You got to think about this. If you're going to be considered to be a business and do business, you have to understand some things. It's not always going to be how you feel or what you like. It's not going to always
but
be.
But y'all got to stick to y'all guns when it comes to the whole pricing thing. You know, don't just be lowering your price because you see somebody down the street lowering their price. No, you know that you got quality product. Okay. And you have to let those customers know my products are not like that person's products. You know, this is quality over here.
But I'm not going to spend I ain't going to spend a whole bunch of time explaining because that's time lost.
Exactly.
So, either you want it or you don't. People may not like that personality or their attitude, and they're more than welcome to find the door and shop somewhere else. And that's some of the personalities we have to have.
Yep.
We have to understand that we should not be begging people to do business with us. Our business actions and our quality of work should speak for itself.
Yep.
And that should be able to. But we're living in that type of world anyway.
Exactly.
Good credit is important.
It's important.
Most people are going to tap into their personal credit while they starting to build a business. Make sure you do not bite off more than you can chew.
Yep.
Listening to people talking about going to get personal loans to start a business, I'm going to tell y'all, one of the easiest ways to increase your cash flow if you have a job is to look at your W-4. W-4 is a form that you fill out when you tell your company, the company that you work for, how much taxes to take out of your check. Most people who have a job and have a business or running a business, most of them are overpaying taxes.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to take that nugget. Look at your W-4. If you look at your pay stub, if your pay stub is saying that you're paying an exorbitant amount of taxes based off of what you're earning, I'm not talking about Medicare and state. No. I'm talking about federal. Only. Okay. Yeah. Take that into consideration because you can, as a business owner, you can get those dollars today. You can correctly fill out that W-4. You can lower those taxes that are coming out of your check on a pay period, and you can keep more of that money, and that money can be shifted towards your business. As long as you're gonna keep some good records, you're gonna be protected anyway.
And we said correctly fill it out. We didn't say go exempt. We didn't say do 0 6 months and 6 the next. No, you're gonna go by the IRS rules, IRS.gov. Okay, and do this the correct way. All right.
Yeah, that's another thing. Pay your bills on time and as fully as possible every time. Don't bite off more than you chew. Once again, there's a lot of people who are taking on more debt to start a business because they heard that it takes money to make money. However, you can start a business on a lower end if you create a budget for your business and work within that budget.
Yeah.
I'm not saying building a business on a budget. And you ain't gonna be able to build no business on a budget, but you can definitely build a business within a budget, okay? And grow slow, okay? Keeping bankruptcies and other negatives off your credit report, of course, we know that. And good consumer credit can open up more business options for you, okay? Now, I know this says build business credit, but I want you to focus on vendor credit.
Vendor credit.
Vendor credit. And I mean vendor credit by saying, listen, I want you to think about this. If you need shipping supplies, if you need office supplies, you may want to consider opening up a line of vendor credit with a company such as Uline, Granger, Quill, places like that. Okay, they will allow you to do it in your business name. Now, there's going to be some requirements.
There's some requirements.
So you want to make sure you work within that. That is going to give you a 30-day timeline to pay those bills off.
Yep.
Within those 30 days, it gives you an opportunity to make money.
Right.
Okay.
Cash flow.
Make money.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So for business banking, real quick, I'm gonna answer that.
What's the question? What do you suggest for business banking?
First thing I do not suggest is an online bank that just came out because it don't have any fees.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that because it's a lot of people out there. It's a lot of people out there who they're looking for no fees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking for no fees, you're looking for freeze.
Yeah. And
freeze is gonna be limited, and it may take your money. So some questions you want to ask when you get a business bank account.
Well, you want to ask questions like, okay, well, is there a minimum amount of money that I have to keep into this account in order to keep it active? Because there are some banks out there
without getting penalized. Yeah.
You know, if you don't keep $1,000 in there per month, you know, that they can see, then you're going to get penalized. You may have to pay $10, you know, monthly, you know. So that's one thing that you want to ask. You want to ask a question like, okay, how many deposits can I make without being penalized? Because there are some banks to where if you're taking a deposit every day, they'll charge you for it. Okay.
Cash
deposit. Yeah. So you want to ask questions, you know, ask those types of questions.
Sounds crazy, but they don't want you to make too many cash deposits.
We dealt with a few big banks, you know, banks that are, you know, United States wide, that we know that they have these actual stipulations. So you want to ask those questions before you decide on a bank.
Ultimately, a bank is a bank. All of them are crooked. They don't have any money. They want to use your money to make money.
That's why they want you to keep that $1,000 in there.
So yeah,
you know. So ask that question. You know, how much do I have to continuously have in there? You know, that's going to be the biggest thing.
Once you do get vendor credit, you want to manage it responsibly. If Granger gives you $500 credit line, don't use $500
because guess what?
It's got to be paid back.
In 30 days, guess what? Now you got to pay it. Okay. So make sure that you know that you understand what these stipulations are. These people out here talking about, oh, get the credit. Well, guess what? This ain't free money, y'all. It ain't free. It is not free.
You got to manage it responsibly.
Okay.
You have to manage it
responsibly. So please make sure you manage these vendor accounts and things responsibly. Have a budget. You know, say, okay, well, I'm going to spend I'm gonna spend $100 from this vendor. You know, maybe your budget is $500 for the month. Split it up within the vendors. That way, you know what I'm saying, you can get everything you need from whatever vendor that you're dealing with, you know. So yeah. Let's see. I should say, oh wow, I didn't know that. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we share.
Mm-hmm.
Open up YouTube. There's a lot of stuff that we share. And we're gonna talk about that towards the end. But you're coming in towards the end, Mark, and I want you to go back and look at the whole video because you just happen to come in on the vendor credit portion. Okay. Yeah, you just happen to come in on the vendor credit portion. Okay. The vendor credit portion is going to are you good? Is the vendor? I got you. The vendor credit portion is not as important as making sure that your cash flow ability to cash flow.
Because in order to get that vendor credit, there's some things that you have to do to make sure that your business is set up correctly before you can even start getting vendor credit.
So you want to make sure you don't put the cart before the horse.
Right.
You want to make sure you don't put the cart before the horse.
Right.
Okay, so if you're on Facebook, Mark, and you can't see, I can see
it's there.
It's right there on Facebook. Okay, but go to the YouTube if you can't see on Facebook.
Yeah.
They'll send you lots of samples. All of them gonna send you samples because they want your money.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to, and I don't want to derail. We're talking about how to keep cash flowing to your business. Mm-hmm. So don't just jump into all of these different things out here because you heard somebody say that you can do it. Do your due diligence and understand that money That vendor credit, they've extended you a line of credit.
Right.
You still got to pay it back.
It's not free money.
It's not free money.
Not.
The way this works is you pay it on time.
Mm-hmm.
The vendor credit and the business credit works on payment. Okay, so it works on payment history. So you want to pay it early. So you want to make sure if you got 30 days, don't pay it in 30, pay it in 25.
It's just allowing you to keep some cash flow now until you build up to go ahead and pay it in the next, 25, 30 days.
You're welcome.
That's what that's
thank
for.
You. You're welcome and thank you. Appreciate it. Late and incomplete payments going to directly affect your business credit scores. If you have a business credit score, don't bite up more than you can chew. Okay, don't bite up more than you can chew. Bottom line, healthy cash flow is the result of operations that run efficiently, effectively, and smoothly. Now, while implementing some or all of these steps that we discussed in this training should help you to increase your business's cash flow, you still got to know how to market. You still got to provide some great customer service. Still got to have some quality products. So these things are also critical to our success in our businesses. Here's the thing. We're looking for a red pill or a blue pill. You got to take them both. You got to take both pills.
Listen.
Okay? You got to take both pills because you have to understand that there's no quick solution.
No, you can't put the cart before the horse.
Well, since we sell this, Lynette, since we do sell this in our other business, I'm not gonna you're right. They need a DUNS number, but I'm not gonna bring all that stuff up because it opens up to other questions. It opens up to other questions. We do have a class coming up if they want to do that, but I don't want
February.
Yeah, I don't want this to be about vendor or business credit. I want everybody to understand this is how you can increase the cash flow into your business. Right. Get some vendor accounts. Maybe start off with one and start managing that. Okay. But you're absolutely right, Lynette. That's absolutely right. We got some beginners on here, and as much knowledge as we have to share between all of us, we have to be careful and responsible shares of information because people will jump on. Like people gonna jump on certain things. They're gonna jump on what they want to know. We're talking about how to increase people's cash flow, and people are going to be asking about, well, what color's the sky? It was raining outside.
The cart before the horse.
Yeah, we got to put the stuff in the right order.
Yes.
Okay. Last thing, we're not going to talk about that. What we are going to talk about is this. If you want, now this is what we're going to offer you. Okay. If you do want to know how to build your vendor credit, okay, I'm going to show you an ebook that we created. All right, this ebook is very cost effective. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to get the ebook, you got to go to the YouTube. You have to look at this doggone link. All right, here's the ebook. I'm going to share this on StreamYard. I'm going to share this. If you want to know how to start building vendor credit. This ebook is $5.99. Okay? That's all it costs, $5.99. That's your investment. $5.99. Okay?
Yeah. And this ebook is brought to you by National Business Builders, LLP.
Copy. Going back in. Here's the link. All right. If you're looking for an ebook, you can go to nationalbb.net and you can actually go to the store, find the store, and you'll be able to see some of the products that we offer. But this is an opportunity if you want to start building some vendor credit, or if you want to learn
education.
Yeah, you want to learn about vendor credit, business credit. Okay, that's what it's about. But we have, I think we did pretty good with answering the questions.
I think we got everybody.
Jackie said you're always going to have those run-ins with individuals who want something for nothing.
Yep.
That will either buy it from you or go to the individual they speak it. Yep. Which in most cases they're going to end up buying it from you. Yeah. Well, another thing, Jackie, what I've learned, and I said this yesterday, a lot of people ain't going to like, a lot of people probably don't like my tone, but, that's okay. I'm cool with my tone. A lot of people, I'm going to call people out for what they are. People are looking for free information and not understanding that information is already free. You're not paying for the information, ladies and gentlemen. What you're paying for is the application. You're paying for the experience.
When time that we put into.
Yeah, when you sign up for these classes and these trainings, I know the professor was on here earlier. When you sign up for these classes and these trainings from these people who do trainings and teachings, you're not paying for the information. So there's another mindset shift opportunity. We're not paying for this information. As a matter of fact, it took us some time to create these slides. And I think I created these slides last year before last, back in 2021 when I was doing a call, okay? And I kept this information, created these slides. Now, this information is free. I did my research, did my due diligence. The information is free. What you're paying for as a customer side of it and as a business owner, you're investing in your business to learn more about how to properly apply these strategies and things that we talk about to your situation. So for those of you who are giving yourself high fives because you say, hey, they're dropping nuggets and we getting this information for free. Not really. You still got to pay for the ability to understand how to apply it. And that's where some people get stuck at.
The application part.
Some people are getting stuck at, I got the information, I already know. And even though you can regurgitate it, can you apply it to your situation?
How to apply it.
That's why we find some people already in the ninth day of 2023, they brought that same 2022 garbage to the area. They brought that same 2023 behavior to their they brought the same 2022 behavior to 2023 start over, saying, hey, I'm going to learn as much as I can for free. I'm going to get as much information as I can for free. I'm going to be a hoarder of information. And I'm just going to, I'm going to work this thing out for myself. And I'm going to save money like that. But you're spending money on stuff like, I'm not going to say it. You're spending money on things that's not bringing you value.
Right.
But you're refusing to invest in things that's going to bring you value. Make that make sense. Something to think about. That's something to think about. So
for those of you out there, if you are looking to, learn how to build some vendor credit, we do have a class that's going to be starting next month in February. It's a 3-week class, and we're going to go over how to build vendor credit. You can go to the Blank Spot Academy to sign up for it, or you can go to National Business Builders to sign up for it. It is going to be
a paid class.
It's
going to be a paid class. It is
going to be a paid class, and it is brought to you by National Business Builders.
Hey, Cindy, what's going on, home girl?
Hey, Cindy.
Say she was just telling her husband about that. Hey, and the other thing is, man, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the other thing is this. I want you to understand something. We're going to either gain a lot of followers or we're going to lose a lot of lookers. Matter of fact, when I get off this call, I'm going to make me a t-shirt. We're going to either gain a lot of followers or we're going to lose a lot of lookers.
We're going to lose some lookers.
Because here's the thing. If you're not willing to invest in your operation, then maybe it ain't a business. For those of you who are die hard and you just think that you're the smartest thing on earth and nobody can share anything or tell you anything or help to get you to the next level, or God bless you. I wish you all the success your little heart can handle. But at some particular point in time, you're going to have to decide to invest some cash to get your business going so the cash can be flowing. Because some of us are at a standstill in our businesses because we refuse to think outside of the box.
Right.
We're thinking that this is an individual thing. And even though I cannot compare my journey to yours, we still all need some help. Help doesn't always come in the form of free.
No.
As far as I'm concerned, this is the most help I'm going to give anybody. So this information right here, hopefully it's helpful. However, if you need some help learning how to apply it, we take appointments. And as far as the personalities that are going to be coming in here, saying, "Oh, I got a question. Oh, I got another question," our response is going to be just like these people that's on TikTok. Our response is going to start being just like these people that's on TikTok.
Look, we
take our class.
That in our class.
Take our class.
Such and such on such and such day.
This is where I'm coming from, and I know it may sound like this guy's mad. No, I'm not mad. I'm gonna tell y'all something. What I am is tired of bending.
Who y'all?
If you cannot invest, whether you come on live or not at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mondays and Fridays, if you cannot invest some time to go back and look at a call
on YouTube
that we set up on a platform that's free, all we hope is that you watch it. If you watch
support. Y'all supporting us if y'all watch the YouTube.
If you
are supporting us.
If you subscribe to our channel, if you put the notifications on, and if you share our stuff, that's support.
That's support.
That's going to help us to continue to have the ability to keep on giving this content.
Yep. If
not, we already got the information.
Yeah, we're not talking about all monetary, like we said. Watch the YouTube.
Yeah,
that's support.
Watch our stuff, man.
You know,
if you make
sharing it to somebody that you know can use it, that's support. You know.
But I'm telling you, man, in the very near future, starting right after this call, my conversation goes like this: "Hey, how do you?" We got a class on that. Mm-hmm. Because I'm telling you, what happens is we have to start thinking like business owners.
Yep. We
have to start thinking like business owners.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm cool with my tone. So I'm good. But hey, listen, man. Hey, thank y'all for jumping on.
We've been on here a long time.
Well, only because I couldn't get it right. Only because I couldn't get it together, man.
But thank y'all for hanging in there with us. We appreciate it. Y'all know we here every Monday and Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking some type of business. Hopefully you guys will join us tonight on our Make the Bag, Keep the Bag.
Keep the bag, baby.
Monday
Keep the bag.
edition. If you do not know how to sign up, just go to you can go to the blankspot.com academy, or you can go to National Business Builders. This is you have to make sure you sign up. It's gonna be every Monday at 7.
Once you sign up,
Easter.
You're gonna get an email to the link, okay? And you're just gonna have to register for the link. It's real simple. Mm-hmm. It's just like if you paid for a class and you wanted to get access to it.
Yep.
We could make it easier as far as just sharing the link, but we got to get something out of it.
Yep.
So that means that if you're going to sign up for the class, then I'm going to need you to give me some of these information. So when we start sending these emails out about other classes that are either paid or free, it's going to give us an opportunity to show the IRS that we conduct business.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness, it's a whole bunch to do, man. Let me see. South Carolina was in the top 5 for new moving destinations according to U-Haul. Hey,
it may not be. It may be South Carolina.
It might be South Carolina, but it was Columbia, baby. He's out of
what part?
He's out of California, man.
What? Oh, if you in California, I mean the cost of living is gonna be breezy for you.
Mr. Young is in California.
It's gonna be breezy.
What's
for
going
you
on, bro?
From Cali.
You're welcome, Lynette, and thank you for watching. This is helpful. It keeps us sharp.
Yeah.
But I want y'all to think about this, man. I want everybody to have a prosperous new year or prosperous whole year in their business and going forward. But in order to be able to do that, we have to shift the way that we think about things. Yep. We have to shift it. What you're doing right now may be working, but think about there may be an opportunity to do so much better. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all are probably going to feel like I'm talking directly to y'all. That's because I am. Mm-hmm. I've had conversations with you. Mm-hmm. You can't get your spouse on board. You can't get your life together. No. You can't decide whether you want to do it or not do it. You can't decide whether you want to take off of work for a PTO to go on vacation or take off of work for PTO to get on a class. I'm just keeping it real. All right. I'm talking to a lot of y'all. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be in this circle, you're going to get some of this smoke. I'm letting you know.
It's called constructive criticism.
I want you to be successful, not just for one day, not just for one sales, not just for 1 month, but I want you to build something that's going to be profitable, something that you can possibly leave to somebody else, or something that you can use that to invest in something else. Mm-hmm. That's my desire for you. Now, I hope my desires for you ain't bigger than your desires for yourself. Man, I should have been a preacher this morning.
No.
But it's gonna be some smoke now. You right now. It's gonna be some smoke. If you in this circle, and I know we still live on YouTube, y'all gonna get all of this if you watch it again. If you're in this circle, expect to be held accountable.
There's no excuse.
Only reasons, man, and those reasons.
If you in this circle,
there's
no excuse.
Ain't no excuse. So who ready to be great on purpose?
But y'all got to make up y'all own mind that that's what y'all want to do. Stop going back and forth. Today I'm gonna do it. Tomorrow I'm not. Next week I'm gonna do it. Then no, you got.
Watch this.
Y'all need to stop putting y'all right foot in your left. What the
hokey pokey? Hokey pokey.
Y'all need to stop with this hokey pokey stuff. Y'all gonna do it. You need to do it.
Check this out, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. And
Stop hokey poking with your business.
We about to end this conversation real quick, but I'm gonna tell y'all something, man.
With the business.
I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna drop down off of YouTube and Facebook, and I'm gonna stay live on TikTok because I got some things I want to show y'all. But I want y'all to understand something. Think about this seriously. Instead of asking how much does it cost me to do, start asking yourself how much is it gonna cost me if I don't
not to do it.
I'm serious about this. I'm all feet in.
What is that gonna cost if I don't do it?
You ready to get busy this morning?
Hey man, I gotta finish these prints.
Man, we ain't got started yet. We ain't got started yet.
I get off at 2 today, so I need to do what I need to do before I get off.
All right, so my name's Eric.
I'm D, y'all.
And this has been the Blank Spot Academy, coming in from Columbia, South Carolina. We're located at 224 O'Neill Court, Suite 26 and 27, Columbia, South Carolina, 29223. We do have a website. It is theblankspot.com. Like my wife always says, 2 S's.
2 S's, y'all.
THEBLANKSSPOT. We have over 200 items on our website. Make sure you check us out. If you're not shopping for sublimation products and supplies, share it with somebody who is. Share our stuff. Okay? That's what I'm asking. That's support. Share our stuff. Okay?
Share.
We are expanding our products and our services. We have awesome classes. And we have awesome entertainment, right? Awesome entertainment. So make sure you guys check us out every Monday and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also check us out every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we talk about basic finances. Once again, it's a free class, guys. It's free. So why not do it? So once again, like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Make sure you like, share, tag, hashtag, tag again, share again.
Watch on YouTube.
Like it. Watching on YouTube, hit the bell to subscribe and share this with your family and your friends who are doing something similar or want somebody who might just want some inspiration. But we'll see y'all at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.
See y'all tonight.